Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 28th of August, 2024. In today's Mill news, it's all gone off now. It's all gone off. We've got three potential transfers. Well, one was confirmed just before I started filming the video, so late in the night. Another two are in the works. It seems when the transfer window closure is looming, things get going. They start to move. The machinations behind the scenes start to grind into results. So here we go. This is basically a piece that sums it all up. Rather than having so many different stories, we've got it all in one from the southernnews.co.uk. But it's all over the place, various different places. So Lions closing in on deals with Liverpool defender, Cardiff midfielder, and Serbian striker, all linked. Okay. Mill's recruitment drive is seemingly gathering pace in the run-up to Friday's deadline, with Liverpool defender Callum Scanlon and Cardiff midfielder Ryan Wintle expected to arrive on loan. Now, I don't know if you remember, if you see a video, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I told you about Ryan Wintle, because that came out from the Cardiff press. Left-back Scanlon is aged 19 and joined the Anfield side, having been snapped up from Birmingham for £500,000 when still only 15. He's on course to join Mill in a loan switch and is highly regarded by the Reds, having already made a couple of cameos as a substitute in the Europa League. At the age of 27, defensive midfielder Wintle will bring a lot more experience than the Liverpool youngster to the den, with more than 300 appearances in his career to date. He made his name at Crewe Alexandra before sealing a move to Cardiff 3 years ago. Wintle hasn't featured at all for the Bluebirds this season, and the anticipated move to London is expected to be a loan, where he will be hoping to get regular football. Meanwhile, the Lions are also being linked with a move for 19-year-old striker Mihailo Ivanovic from Vojvodina. The Serbian has represented his country at under 17 and under 18 level, and only recently penned a new deal with Vojvodina in his homeland. Ivanovic has 9 goals to his name from 32 games for the Serbian Superliga outfit. Mill have prioritised landing at least one forward in this window as an even bigger priority, following Tom Bradshaw's hamstring injury blow last night against Leyton Orient. So there you go. That sums it all up, really. So one of those deals has been done. It was confirmed about an hour ago, I think. So Mill confirmed Ryan Wintle loan signing. This is from the official website. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce the signing of Ryan Wintle on loan from Cardiff City until the end of the 24-25 season. The 27-year-old midfielder, with over 100 Sky Bet Championship appearances to his name, becomes the 8th signing of the summer transfer window. Making his professional debut at Crewe Alexandra, Wintle spent 4 full seasons plying his trade for the Gretzky Road outfit in League 2 before the Alex and Wintle made the step up to League 1 in 2020-21. After one campaign in the third tier, the Bluebirds came calling, and the midfielder moved to Wales, overseeing a loan spell at Blackpool during his first campaign in South Wales. A regular in the injured room of Cardiff City's first 11 for the past 2.5 seasons, Wintle made 44 appearances in all competitions last season and now becomes part of Neil Harris's squad moving forward. "We're really pleased to welcome Ryan to the club," said Steve Gallen, the Lions' director of football. "His qualities and leadership, both on and off the pitch, only strengthens our midfield. He likes to get on the ball and make things happen. Having made over 100 appearances for Cardiff City, as well as Crewe Alexandra, Ryan arrives with great experience. He knows what it takes to compete at this level. Ryan's character is exactly what we look for in a player, and I look forward to seeing him join the squad, and I wish him the very best of luck for the season ahead." Ryan will be unable to play against Cardiff due to the terms of his loan agreement. So there you go. And then we have some pictures from, again, the official website of Ryan Wintle. So, who's that? Who is he? Well, he's not a very exciting player, is he? But here's the thing. How many times over the years for Millwall have we signed unassuming players who've turned out to be really good players for Millwall. Many times. And usually when we spend a lot of money and there's a lot of expected from a player, they don't really deliver. So maybe it's good that he's going under the radar. No one really knows who the hell he is, but he's certainly a solid championship player, which is probably what we need, because we signed Langstaff, had never played in the championship before. We've signed other players as well. Mayer, we signed him from lower leagues. We signed other players from the leagues below. Aziz, although he did play in the championship before for Reading. So, but here you go, solid player. How solid? Well, this is his page from WhoScored.com. A wee lad, apparently, 165 centimetres. I don't know. I think that's like 5'5". So he's not the tallest of lads. He hasn't played this season. Apparently he's fell out with the manager. Why or how, I don't know. So strengths and weaknesses. Weaknesses tackling. Strengths taking set pieces. Concentration blocking the ball. He likes to play long balls. He likes to shoot from distance. Plays the ball off the ground often. Does not dive into tackles. Okay. If we go on to the history, you can see here, solidly decent player. If you look at his rating, his average rating, see last season. So let's go to the season before. So 2 seasons ago, mainstay for Cardiff, 44 appearances, 1 substitute appearance, 3,958 minutes, 2 goals, 3 assists, 6 yellow cards, 0.8 shots per game, passing accuracy of 82.1. Aerials 1, 0.8. 3 man of the matches. That's basically, on this site, it's the player with the highest rating between both sides in a game. He got that 3 times. The season after, not so good. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if he was injured, but he doesn't seem to be injured, because 27 plus 15 is round about, 46, there or thereabouts, I don't know, 42. So he was there for the season, it's just he was on the bench. Okay, so last season, started 27 games, on the bench for 15, came off the bench for 15, so he might have been an unused substitute in those other games, so he may have been involved in every single one of Cardiff's games. But only 2,631 minutes, 2 goals, 4 assists, 4 yellow cards, passing accuracy of 85.7. So there you go, and if we look to go through what he's done, averages a tackle per game, averages a block per game. He had 1 own goal last season. Offensively, .2 key passes per game. Passing wise, passing accuracy pretty good passing accuracy. Maybe that comes with a low centre of gravity. Don't know, but long balls, he loves a long ball. Look at this, 2.3, 3.4. That's average per game. So some games you would have more than that. Some games about less to get that average. And that seems to be increasing, because the season before that it was only 1.8. And back in the Crew days, his long balls was 5.2. So he might be a bit like David Beckham with the old pinging the long balls forward, which probably doesn't help us at the moment, because that's probably part of the problem in terms of what we're doing. Unless he's got a pretty good pass that can get, instead of pinging it to people, he pings it into areas for people to run onto. So maybe he's doing that. But there you go. Ryan Wintle signed on loan from Cardiff. Done deal. Bosh. Defensive midfielder. So there you go. Solid little player. We'll see how he works out. Now, one of the other players we got here. So this is from sportclub.n1info.rs. This is a Serbian website that's been translated into English by Microsoft Edge. SK finds out. I don't know what that means. Vojvodina sells players to England for 3 million. Now, 3 million what? Pounds or euros? Now, seeing as this is a... Although they don't use euros in Serbia, so I don't know. 3 million. Maybe it's... What's 3 million? What do they use out there? Crowns? Krona? No. Rubles. Is it rubles? If it's 3 million rubles, that's not bad, but... So, yeah, this is the lad here. So, this is where it leaked out from. It came out from this piece from Serbia. So then you think, well, why would this be made up? This is a national website in Serbia. Like, they cover the news. This is bona fide. You can see they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, they're on X, they're on Instagram, and they're on whatever that one is. Is that Spotify? I don't know what that is. So you can see they're all over the place. And it came out here. This is the originator story. This one from Sport Club got put on Twitter, and then it was translated, and then it was backed up by the Millwall journalists, Rich Corley, Dan Marsh, others, saying, you know what, this isn't bullshit. There may be something here. So, here we go. 3 million euros. Vojvodina will receive 3 million euros for the transfer of Ivanovic through several instalments, and the player will try to prove himself in the second tier of English football. So what I think they mean by several instalments is that the package is worth 3 million. It's not guaranteed 3 million. It's a package that's worth 3 million, and if he plays a certain number of games, like there's a payout, etc., etc., etc. And the player will try to prove himself for the second tier of English football. This is Ivanovic's second departure from Vojvodina, and he returned from Sampdoria last summer and got a chance in the first team. This season, he has failed to repay Bandovic's trust, scoring just 1 goal in 9 games and having too many missed chances. Well, it fit right in there, eh? Nevertheless, he is one of the most talented strikers, and Millwall felt that he should be invested. And that's it. So there you go. So apparently this is a deal that's been done. So who the hell is this guy? Because it hasn't happened yet. We haven't got it confirmed yet. But it seems to be a deal that's in the works. So let's take a look at him. He's a tall lad. He's around 6'3", 19 years old. He's going to be 20 in November. So he is 20 in November. These are his games this season. He's played. This website, whoscored.com, is not tracking his Serbian games, just the high level games. So we've got involvement in 3 European games, and we'll come on to that in a minute. There's no rating, they don't have the stats, and you can see that played against Ajax, played 71 minutes in the first leg, played 48 minutes in the second leg, and then they got knocked out, so they go into the Europa Conference qualifier. Played 56 minutes against Maribor in the first leg, played the whole game, or played 90 minutes because it did go to extra time in the second game, and more on that later. So he's played so few games, we don't have a summary. So this is the summary page. We have no strengths or weaknesses. We have no idea what he's like, because the website doesn't have enough information about him. And yeah, there's nothing there. Now, he did go to Sampdoria. We're going to look at his Wikipedia page next, but bear in mind he was there on loan for the season. They took him on loan, so for the season. It's basically try before you buy. They took him on loan, and a fee was agreed for at the end of the loan to make the loan a permanent signing, and they chose not to do that. And during that season, they put him on the bench, and he come on for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, what is the point in that? If you're trying to give someone a chance to prove themselves, you give them 2 minutes in a Serie A game. I have no idea what game this was. Probably might have been the last game of the season. So yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I doubt he probably did anything in that game. I don't know if you had the stats for that. 2 minutes of 2 minutes. So yeah, he didn't do a damn thing. So even though he went on loan to Sampdoria and he didn't do anything, this is from Vojvodina's. This is from Vojvodina's Wikipedia page. So this is their season so far, right? This is their pre-season games. He hasn't scored yet. He didn't score in any of their pre-season games. And they're not getting many fans here. 150, 80, 50. Not getting many. They're not doing too well in the league. They won their first game and lost the last two. Apparently they're having stadium works, the stadium's reconstruction. So their first home game was supposed to be against Novi Pazar, got postponed. The second home game got flipped around and they conceded to have it played at TSC, at the TSC Arena. And the lad we're looking at, Ivanovic, he scored in that game, but they lost 3-1. So we go down to the Ajax games. You can see they lost 1-0 and they lost 3-1. They ended up losing 4-1 on aggregate. 4,400 fans for that game against Ajax. Now, here we go. So Maribor. So then going on to the Conference League, you can see here, they lose 2-1, player gets sent off. The second leg hasn't been updated. Vojvodina won it 1-0. Because there's no away goals anymore in European competitions, that took it to extra time and it took it to penalties. Guess what happened in penalties? Maribor scored all 4 of their penalties. Vojvodina scored the first 2. The third one was missed. And the geezer we're looking at, the young lad Mihailo Ivanovic, he stepped up to take the 4th penalty. And it was missed. So then that was the last kick of the game, because then Maribor, they go through. So that Vojvodina got knocked out. Good night, Vienna. That's it, done. But he did miss a penalty, but the geezer before him missed as well. So there is that. If we go up, and hopefully this will work. So you can see here, 6'2", 38 games for Vojvodina, 10 goals. Serbian under 17, under 18 international and everything. Serbia, a pretty good team. I don't know if you know this, they're a pretty good team. The first team, Serbian national team, the players there, they do play in Serie A. They play in the top leagues around the world. They're top players, so that's not a bad thing to do. And you can see here, so what happened was, he went out to Sampdoria on loan, try before you buy, or maybe he didn't like it and then he came back. So he comes back to the place, Vojvodina. So 22-23, he goes out on loan, doesn't really play for Sampdoria. 23-24, goes back to Vojvodina. 32 appearances, starts playing, scores 9 goals in the league. In total, it's 38 appearances and 9 goals. That's not bad. And then the season just started. 5 appearances so far, or 9 in total, but 5 in the league, scoring 1 goal. And I don't know, the Serbian league is all that. I know that Vojvodina, I've never heard of them before. The only Serbian team I've heard of, Red Star Belgrade, who've changed their name to something like I know it begins with a C and a Z, it's 2 words. Crna Seda or something like that. So that's the only Serbian team I've heard of. So maybe the league ain't all that, but there you go. He is 19 years old, 20 years old. He's a centre forward, he's 6'2". And you would imagine, again, buying a player who is young but is at a good standard, and you would hope that we buy him and he improves. But again, you never know. Now moving on to the other player, Callum Scanlon, who is in the Liverpool squad, shirt number 48, 19 years old. He's going to be 20 next February. Again, this is from last season. In last season's Europa League, he came off the bench twice, played 51 minutes, got a passing accuracy of 89.3, but a rating of 6.02. So barely played. You can see the results. Liverpool 5, Toulouse 1, and then Union Saint-Gilloise 2, Liverpool 1. So they lost that one. One of the games was in October, one of them was in December. I don't know if that second game, if they were already qualified by then. So a very young lad, apparently left back. He's a left back, so seemingly someone to come in and be a backup left back, and someone who may be happy to be backup, who's not like he can come off the bench here and there. We'll see. Obviously, there's not much information about him. If we go on through these, so obviously 51 minutes, he averaged half a tackle per 90 and half of interception, half a foul. Now this is a problem. In 51 minutes of football, he averaged 1.5 unscheduled touches. Bit of the nerves, bit of poor ball control. Need to get that sorted. But again, average passes per game per 90 minutes, 14, 89.3 accuracy. So he seemingly knows what to do with the ball. In terms of history, that is literally it. That's all he's done, basically. Now, looking at this lad, Liverpool under-21s are one of those teams that are playing in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. They had a game the other day, had a look. Was it the other day or last week? Had a look to see if he was involved. Because I imagine, if he's that good, maybe he would be. No, he wasn't. So went onto the Liverpool website, went through the under-21s fixtures. Hasn't been playing for them. The only game he played for the under-21s was the first pre-season for the under-21s, Liverpool under-21s. He played 90 minutes and he scored a goal and they won 2-0. I think it was against Preston. Maybe like actual Preston, not Preston under-21s, but the actual Preston first team. And then, I think what happened was he got promoted to the first team squad, there or thereabouts, or like the training squad. But because he's not played for the under-21 since. What he has done though, for the Liverpool first team, in their last pre-season fixture before they played their first Premier League game against Las Palmas, he came off the bench and played in the 60th minute, so played the last 30 minutes. So in pre-season, he's played 90 minutes for the under-21s and 30 minutes for Liverpool's first team. So there you go. And I'd imagine, so what's happened, that he started out in the under-21s. They saw that first game, promoted him to the first team, didn't really kind of make a claim to being involved with the matchday squad for the first team going forward into the Premier League. And then they've decided, well, not really worth him going back to the under-21s. We've got to send him out on loan. And that's where we come in. So there you go. Now, obviously, this one hasn't been confirmed yet either. So we'll wait to see. But not bad. As long as we're not forced to play him. Obviously, these Premier League teams, there's a fees and all kinds of things involved. And it may be that another team comes in for him now that they know there's a possibility for him going out on loan. He's originally from Birmingham, but he's playing in Liverpool. Is he happy to come down to London? I guess maybe if the option is between come down to London or going abroad to the Netherlands, it's probably, yeah, I'll take London, but we'll wait and see. So there you go. We got one in the bag, 2 to go. Now, Having a look at this from bbc.co.uk, it's the latest transfers because obviously things are happening. Departure for Luton. Are Luton in trouble? They are down at the bottom of the table with us. A player that we were linked with 2 or 3 years ago for £1 million. Didn't happen, from Rotherham. Now been sold for £8 million to Ipswich. Chidozie Ogbene. Damn, man. Damn. Lyndon Dykes. Made a video about him the other day. Between us and Birmingham, he's gone to Birmingham. I think we were in on the for a loan, and Birmingham were permanent, so he's gone to Birmingham as they try to get up to the Championship. My first time of asking, having spent a hell of a lot of money. We can see Portsmouth have brought in a young lad from Brighton on loan. Anything else going on in our league? We have Liverpool to Blackburn loan. Middlesbrough signed a geezer. Sheffield Wednesday got Southampton on loan. So now is the time you see the Premier League teams start loaning out a lot more of their players. Manus Solomon's gone from Tottenham to Leeds on loan. Alan Campbell's gone from Luton to Charlton on loan. Brady Potts has gone to Portsmouth on loan. So you can see things are starting to kick on. And there you go. So that's it so far. And now moving on from transfers to internationals. Obviously got one more game in this international break. It's probably quite a big international break for Edomi Emakhu. If you didn't know, obviously why Emakhu's not happy about the amount of time he's playing. He wants to get sharp. He wants to get fit. Ireland under 21s have a big couple of games at the beginning of September in 2 weeks' time. They have a very real possibility of qualifying for their first tournament ever as an Ireland under 21s. An Ireland under 21 team has never qualified for a tournament, and they have a very good chance of doing so. They've got a very good squad with like Sinclair, Armstrong and Emakhu and others, and they have a very real chance. So easy to see why Emakhu wants to play and he wants to get match fit, because that's really important for him. But we got this from bbc.co.uk. The Scotland under 21 squad has been named, and hey ho, here we go, Daniel Kelly has been named in it. He is Daniel Kelly of Millwall in the midfielder. So there you go. So he's 18 years old and he's been called up for the under 21 squad. 3 years within range. Not the under 19s, not the under 20s, the under 21s. So there you go. We'll see how that works out. Does it say who they've got? Again, this is a Euro 2025 qualifying campaign. They got Spain and Malta. They face Spain at Tynecastle before a trip to Malta. Oh, that's nice. They sit second in Group B, 3 points behind Spain with 4 games left to play. So again, are they expected to qualify against Spain? Not really. Spain, powerhouse. They just won the World Cup. They're one of the biggest teams in the world. But they could, because they play Spain. If they beat them, there you go. They could catch up to them and then beat Malta and they could qualify. So again, big opportunity for Scotland under 21s with Daniel Kelly of Millwall in the squad. Now moving on to the more post-mortem from yesterday's game. I haven't seen the draw yet, but Lions manager insists Leyton Orient performance won't happen again. So there you go. This is from the southernnews.co.uk. What's going on here? Well, Neil Harris says there will be no repeat of last night's poor display against Leyton Orient again. The Lions gaffer made 8 changes to his starting 11, but the decision wasn't rewarded as Leyton Orient went through 1-0 thanks to an early Daniel Aguirre goal. Millwall never looked like rescuing the game, an alarming response considering this was a chance for many fringe players to stake a claim, and the manager was clearly unimpressed by what he had just witnessed afterwards, with his side booed off at the final whistle by some home fans. Harris said, I don't recognise the Millwall side tonight. I've got to be honest, I was really disappointed. I picked a team for minutes rather than to play against an opponent, and I normally pick a team that I think is Millwall-like, and that's going to represent Millwall Football Club well in how it looks, in its identity, as well as effort. But then also how to affect an opponent with a ball and without the ball. Today I picked it purely on minutes and giving people an opportunity. Like I told you, there's a clamour for people, players, agents, fans, that certain players should get minutes. So tonight I wanted to give people an opportunity to prove themselves. I was really disappointed with the performance. I was disappointed with a lot of individual performances. I didn't think we problem solved on the pitch to Orient's man-to-man system, which we showed the players were coming in, and we warned the players. We didn't handle the ball at all very well. We misplaced too many passes off the pitch. We gave the ball away too cheaply. We got into some good areas and didn't find the next action. And the movement was really poor at the top end of the pitch, and we didn't create enough chances. Harris accepted was ultimately his call to ring the changes and added even his own players drew comparisons with the abject 4-0 home loss to Reading in the same competition last year afterwards. He said, I take full responsibility for the team selection, that falls on me. I made 8 changes because I needed to protect players going into the weekend in what is a huge football match for us. What tonight does is almost rewind 12 months to the Reading defeat last year, the lads were saying downstairs, which is frustrating as well. What we have to do, we have to respond accordingly now. I came in February because that was what was happening on the pitch, and I didn't allow it to happen. I won't allow it to happen again. A Neil Harris team won't look like that again. And we have to make sure, obviously, we've got the right personnel in the building for that to be the case. But I expect my players to respond, and they will respond in it because there are enough Millwall characters. So there you go. So that suggests to me that basically we're strong-armed into playing Langstaff, which, I mean, I wanted Langstaff to start. A lot of the fans did. Everyone's like, why isn't he playing? Like, why is Tom Bradshaw playing? We kind of saw it last night. His first touch isn't there. But then I don't understand why Daniel Kelly played. He's barely been here. Didn't understand why he started. So there you go. And we're now out of the cup. It's the Carabao Cup. We Millwall knocked out of Carabao Cup. That's a phrase that we're all used to now. But that was a very winnable game, and it suggests to me that Neil Harris was kind of gave in to the pressure of people around him. I don't know, the people above him, the fans, whoever, the players themselves, and saying, well, it's only a Leyton Orient, give me a game. And he did, and it was fucking dog shit. So there you go. Now I wonder who Leyton Orient have got in that draw. I don't know if it's been made yet. So just checking on my phone, I don't think it has been made. It didn't get made last week until a long time, nearly 11 o'clock. So hopefully it doesn't get drawn out Leyton Orient versus West Ham, or the fans will be very pissed off about that. Now, that's it for the news. We're going to move on to some stats from that game. Because now, obviously, we have these websites, they use like software and stuff to I think they use Y-Scout or whatever it is to, you get that software to analyse the video of the game. So now we have all the games on Sky Sports Plus. They've got videos of all the games and they can analyse it. So we got some stats from the game, and apparently our best player yesterday was Murray Wallace. I think it was all the tackling he was doing. But, or maybe just everyone else was a bit abysmal. But here we go. The game itself was drab affair. We have 5 attempts from Mill, 7 from Leyton Orient, so 12 attempts in total. 3 to 5 open play, 2 to 2 set piece. They scored 1 goal from 7, that's a conversion rate of 14%. And you can see here, they sussed it out. They were going down their right-hand side, our left side, so they know that the weakness is the left back. The left back can't defend. And it's no surprise that Joe Bryan was one of the ones to get hauled off. So, shot directions. Is this going to load? I think I have to refresh it. Nope, it's loaded. So there you go. Shot zones. Action zones. That is incredible. That is incredible. Look, we were barely in their third of the pitch. More time spent in our third of the pitch than in their third of the pitch. Player positions. Now this looks a bit weird. Mill on the left, obviously in orange, it looks weird, but because Danny Mack started on the right back and went over to left back, he's somehow found himself in the centre circle, but that's because it's averaged out over the 90 minutes, so they put him in the middle. But you can tell how, obviously, up and down is a problem, but in terms of left to right, that's how far forward he was. So he was further forward than Joe Bryan, 15. But you can see, look what they did. They overloaded that side. Leyton Orient, number 7, furthest forward. Look how far forward he is. Look at Langstaff. Look at Langstaff's average position, number 17. He's on the centre circle. He's on the centre circle. And you can see, look at Leyton Orient, 2, 18 and 20. So you've got 4 players overloading on that on our left-hand side. Yeah, it's not good, is it? So let's move on to the usual. So you can see here's the match events. Loads of yellow cards. The referee was a bit up and down. He stopped. He wasn't giving things, and then he started to give everything. But like, he wasn't that bad compared to what some refs that we've had. And you can see we were the ones that made the changes first. And to be fair, the changes were made at half time, which after that performance in the first half is what you expect. You're like, whoa, come on, what the fuck is going on? And you make the changes at half time. You don't wait until the 60th minute. You don't give the boys a pep talk and say, come on lads, you're playing shit. Let's get out there and do it better. I'll give you till 60 minutes. If it hasn't improved, I'm gonna take you off. No. You take them off straight away. What the fuck was that? Take a bath, son. And so then we make more changes, 65th minute. And then another one later on. No, it's not enough. Then all of our changes have been made. And that's when they start making their changes. I think just for freshness, not really to change anything up, really. Maybe a few extra defenders on. So there you go. And they bring on their better players, Ethan Galbraith, at the end, just to shore it up. So that was fun. So here we go. If you look here, if you look at the club badges, top left, top right, you can see the average player rating for each side. It's 6.24 for Millwall, 6.68 for Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient were the better team. And the goal scorer, Aguirre, was the man of the match based on the stats, and not far behind him was former Millwall youngster Omar Beckles, because obviously highly motivated. I don't know if this is the first time he's been back at Millwall. He might have been here with Shrewsbury, I'm not sure, when we were in League One. But highly motivated. We let him go as a youngster. He's come back to win. And in terms of Millwall players, again, Mario Wallace and Sean Hutchinson got the highest rating. It's because they had so much defending to do. And they did it, except for the one which was the goal. But everyone else is a bit... I'm surprised to see Kelly with 6.4. Saville 6, Honeyman 6, Langstaff 6. Now obviously, I think Well, Emaku 6.1. So Roberts 5.9. And we'll get into why that is in a minute. So I think they only had one shot on target and they scored. So that's not good. So total shots 5 to 7. None of the shots were on target, by the way. We'll get into that in a minute. 5 shots, 0 shots on target. McNamara, Wallace, Saville, Langstaff, Essay. Possession 54 to 45. Again, the rule in a game where we have most of the possession, we very rarely win. It's not what we do. It's not what we do. We're trying to pass it around and you're just shortening the game. We need to create chances, because whether it's Tom Bradshaw or whether it's Langstaff, whether it's Honeyman, whether it's Saville, we need to create 12 chances to score 1 goal. If you are fucking around passing the ball around at the back with 2 of your slowest defenders that you've got at the club, you're just wasting time. We're not going to score 1 goal from 5 shots, especially if they're not on target. We need 12 shots. I've been doing these videos for a while. I've been covering the stats for a while. That seems to be, we need around 12 shots to score 1 goal. We don't have a clinical striker. It's not what we do. So to waste time trying to play fucking keep ball, trying to outpass a fucking League One team, instead of going toe to toe with their League One-ness, when we've got League One players on the pitch, that's what we should have done. We should have played like them, played like a League One team, and gone at them. But instead, we got 2 of the quickest players on the pitch, and you're trying to fucking play keep ball at the back, instead of pinging balls over for Emaku and Aziz to run onto, or for Langstaff to head down to them. So yeah, another game where we got most of the possession, and you can see that Hutchinson 7.4% of the possession with him. To do what? Not a lot. Pass success percentage 70 to 69. So we spent all this time keeping the ball to pass it around, and our pass success was only 70%. And that's 86 for Saville, 80 for Hutch, so there you go. That was worth it, wasn't it? Dribbles 3 to 9. Again, they're two wingers and our 2 wingers going at it. Aerials 1, 32 to 21. Because obviously they couldn't win that many aerials because we weren't really playing it in the air. They were, though. They were playing like we played, pumping it up long. Wallace with 9, which is probably why he got a high score, on Hutch with 5, and McNamara with 5. McNamara is not the tallest player, won 5 aerial duels, so there you go. Tackles, again, 22 to 19. Again, because they were going down that our left-hand side. Brian with 4. Wallace with 3. Saville with 2. Aziz with 3. Corners, players who won corners, 3 to 2. We only have 3 corners. Emaku, Langstaff, Leonard. Dispossessed, having the ball taken off of you, because they didn't really commit that many with men forward when they were going forward. It was basically a guy on his own and then maybe one of the other players. Their goal was scored from a break by a guy. The ball broke loose, ball was played into him, he took a touch and went through the middle of the 2 slowest defenders in the club. They weren't really everyone bombing forward, everyone bombing back, which is what led to our situation where Aziz was on the ball and said, everyone bomb forward because he's obviously going to run down the wing with the ball, and he lost the ball and we're screwed. So there's that. Then we're going to finish with this, and you can see here 5 shots, none on target. Just a really shit fucking day, wasn't it? Mihailo Wallace 7.19. Sean Hutchinson 6.78. Femi Aziz 6.52. Only 72 minutes on the pitch, so even though he did, now this is the thing with stats, and what the stats tell you and what you see with your own eyes. He was clearly he lost possession for that goal. Now, was he at fault? And obviously, it should have been cleaned up by the defenders. It wasn't. But he's still got a rating of 6.52, having been on the pitch for 72 minutes. And Daniel Kelly coming fourth. But what does that tell you about how everyone else played? Daniel Kelly, it wasn't bad. Daniel Kelly wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But he was harassing people he was chasing down. He didn't get on the ball. He didn't pass it around. You can see how many touches he had. So he had 17 touches in 45 minutes on the pitch. He gets replaced by Roman Esse. Roman Esse's got 27 touches in 45 minutes on the pitch. Because he got on the ball. And he passed it around. And he tried to make things happen. And I don't know if that was the instruction with Daniel Kelly. It didn't really work. So maybe that's why they took him off. Because he wasn't really doing what he was told to do. He was basically doing the job that Honeyman was doing. And you can see down here. In 45 minutes that Honeyman was on the pitch. He was basically doing what Daniel Kelly was doing. Harrison, chasing down. He had 16 touches of the ball in 45 minutes. And the player that come on for him was Casper Lenore, and he had 24 touches in 45 minutes. But somehow a lower rating. So, yeah, the lowest rated player was the goalkeeper, Liam Roberts, and that's because of this. 7 shots by Leyton Orient, 1 on target. You know, if you only have 1 shot on target and it goes in, I'm not saying that maybe you should have done better with that, but I didn't really get a good look at it at a right angle from behind the goal, so I don't know. But that will give you a low rating. And then George Saville, 5.95. Casper Denor, he was only on the pitch for half an hour, or half the game, so 5.97. Then Langstaff, 6.01, 29 touches the ball in 90 minutes. If we go through the touches, and who had the most touches? Sean Hutchinson, Murray Wallace, Danny McNamara, 58. Of the players who were on for 90 minutes, Langstaff, 29. Less touches the ball than Femi Aziz. And nearly as many as Romain Esse was on the pitch for half the game. And nearly as many as Ryan Leonard, who was on the pitch for 30 minutes. So, damn. If we go through what we're going to go through, we're going to go through the offensive stuff. Is there anything there, or did it not load? Is it not there? Oh, here we go. Let's try again. Here we go. So offsides again. So he's Macaulay Langstaff. His touch is poor. First touch is poor, and he gets offside all the time. Bro, can you not see the last one? This was a League One team. And they're catching him offside. Got dispossessed once, had an unscheduled touch once. And in terms of unscheduled touches, if you don't know what that is, if we go down, it should say at the bottom. It doesn't say at the bottom. It's basically poor ball control. And you can see here, Amaku with 3, Danny with 2, Daniel Kelly with 2. And it's usually the more attacking, more creative players as they try and make something. So they've got to take their eye off the ball to see where to pass it, and then that kind of fucks them up a bit. So defensively, who had the most tackles? Hutch, Brian, Murray Wallace, Femi Aziz. Basically everyone had a tackle except, surprisingly, Danny Mack. I swear he had a tackle. I saw him take a tackle. He slid in, or maybe that don't count as a tackle. He kind of slid in and took the ball off someone. I guess that might be dispossessed rather than a tackle. I think a tackle is like a stand-up tackle. So there you go. In terms of interceptions, Joe Bryan with 2. So the numbers for Joe Bryan don't look that bad, but like he was getting absolutely reamed down that side. Clearances, Murray Wallace, Macaulay Langstaff with 3 clearances. How does that work out? Well, you can see on the page before. Is it this one? No, this one. No, this one. That's where his position is. He's doing defensive work. He's the target man, main centre forward, and he's doing defensive work, and he's had 3 clearances in that game, which is the most, joint with Murray Wallace. Block shots and passing. If we look at Liam Roberts, you can see he's 33 passes in that game. 25 of them were long. So he's had, what's that, 8 short passes. So that's bumped up his passing accuracy to 48. But of his long balls, 25, 8 were accurate. Obviously, got no one to aim to, has he? Maybe if this new guy comes in, but then will he play? So who had the most passes? Hutch, Murray Wallace, Danny Mack, George Saville. Passing accuracy, probably got to give it to Joe Bryan, 60.5 of 38. That's abysmal. That's when you're not a forward. So you can see the forwards, their passing accuracy is down because they're surrounded by other players, so they're like outnumbered up front. So you got Joe Bryan, 38 passes, and he's got accuracy of 60.5. This guy, like, he was alright in the last game against Hull, and against Bristol City he was dog shit. He's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like he's alternating between playing decent and playing shit. It's kind of bizarre. What he's doing? It's fucking weird. So, in terms, if we look at what Danny Kelly did in that game, 9 passes, 66.7 accuracy. And you can see that, so he didn't get on the ball. I don't know if that was what they told him to do that or what. I mean, if he misunderstood. No one was getting on the ball, so nothing was happening really. So we basically played like George Honeyman. We had 2 bulldogs on the pitch. Daniel Kelly and Honeyman chasing people down, harassing them, high pressing. And he just left massive gaps in the middle of the pitch. That was a really bizarre thing to do. I don't know if that was a plan or what. Very bizarre, but there you go. It's done and dusted now. We wait to see who we get in the draw, or who Leyton Orient get in a draw, and what that means. Because like I said, if we get a decent team, everyone's going to be very pissed off, more so than they are now. But there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.